the first half. You guys got the ball out of Luka's hands. They missed some open shots, but you had them kind of corralled. Was it a matter of just them making shots in the third quarter? Was it execution, urgency? What did you see from your team on that side of the ball in the third?
Just, we talked about before the game, just being ready to initiate, sustain, and finish with energy, effort, and competitiveness. And we left it in the locker room at halftime. It's a 48-minute game. You expect a team like Dallas, with the type of talent they have over there, the shooters, Luka, they're a cohesive group, and you knew that they were going to dig in a little bit and try to make plays. They adjusted, didn't run as much pick and roll with Luka and put him more on the post. And at the end of the day, we have to be locked in. We have to stay locked in. But my hat's off to them. They shot the ball well, the same shots. They missed a lot in the first half. They made in the second. But we just, again, we have to know that it's a tale of two halves, but it's a 48-minute game. It's not a 24-minute game. And we kind of took our foot off the pedal defensively, obviously, and to give up a 51-point third quarter is just unacceptable. It's completely unacceptable. And we're not going to do that's not who we're going to be. That's not who we are. That's not who we're going to be.
You said pregame it's a nightmare trying to come up with a plan for Luka. What is the calculus between let's just double the hell out of him and try to make him pass versus let him kind of go and play him straight up?
I mean, if you're playing him straight up, he's such a good player. He's so crafty, and his size. Again, I can't emphasize enough. People understand how big he is in stature. He puts a lot of pressure on a single defender to try to contain him without fouling. And so now, you could say, okay, allow him to post up and stay at home, but he's going to figure out a way to get fouls, get to the rim. He can score at all three levels. And now you're in a situation where now they have everything. They're in the bonus. Now you're trying to react to him, again, putting pressure on a single defender. And now you're overreacting. Now they got kick out threes. The biggest key is just to try to mix up your coverages and try to keep them off balance as best you can and have multiple efforts, getting out to contest shots. But, he is who he is for a reason. And he showed that tonight. He's methodical. He takes his time, doesn't let you speed him up. We did a good job of sort of speeding him up in the first half, but he adjusted. They adjusted. And, give him credit. It was a hell of a game by them.
Removing one of the best big men in the game in Anthony Davis and what's available to you, what are the challenges for you keeping size out on the court in your rotations that match what the other teams might have?
I mean, I think we have that group that we ended the first half with, playing Brown at the 5 a little bit or Winion and Thomas out there alone. You have to you throw everything up against the wall and see what sticks is one of those type of situations because AD is not here, he's not in the lineup, and we're not going to start using that as an excuse. Hell yeah, it's a big hole in our lineup. We get it, but now we're pros. We got to step up. As coaches, we got to figure out ways. As players, we got to dig down a little deeper and come up with ways that we can adjust and find some way to be successful. But yeah, just mixing up the lineups, maybe playing Winion and Thomas together, some playing Brown at the 5. Hell, I had Russ at the 5 out there for a little stretch. Just you got to be willing to try those things. Again, that's a huge hole, but we can't feel sorry for ourselves. We got to work even harder, and things you face adversity. I was always taught, you lean back on your principles, and so as coaches, we have to just teach harder, coach harder, illustrate things in film, continue to do that. And as players, we got to dig. The guys just got to dig in deep and try to band together and be more cohesive.
Darvin, to drill down on that point even a little more, you did have that Russ at center lineup of all guards, I believe. That seems to have been some of your impulse when you're looking, especially for defense. Is the idea of mobility? Is the idea that guys like Dennis and Pat are going to disrupt passing lanes or get under guys? What's sort of the philosophy?
Just trying to get more possessions in the game. Either when you go small like that, either one of those guys, any of those guys can get a defensive rebound and push it. And you're trying to play fast, you're trying to attack downhill, trying to put the other team on their heels and put them in a position where they're fouling, and you can use the free throw line to try to help you get back into a game or sustain a lead. And it's not just that's something we're going to explore. And aside from being down double digits, it's something I think we'll explore more earlier in the game. But it's just trying to play faster at the end of the day, amongst other things, and being having tough physical perimeter players who can switch, and we can slow down with the schemes and try to just 1 through 5 is red, switch more and like size matchups. But the main goal is to be able to play faster and be able to attack the paint more.
And then just LeBron, obviously his early energy, giving you guys a chance at the start of the fourth. What would you make of his game tonight?
Phenomenal. My hat's off to him. He competed his ass off. And then, it's just it's tough times right now, tough circumstances. But at the end of the day, we just got to keep marching forward. And he's the prime example of that. Just his ability to come out game after game after game and put up the type of performances that he's putting up. Really try to coach and teach guys in the process of being on the floor, playing with them, throwing ideas our way, allowing himself to be coached. A lot of guys in that position, everyone doesn't allow themselves to be coached. And so my hat's off to him. His leadership has been showing.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.